Hello, world. This is Talkin Live.
Now, let's get ready. You are Talkin Live with Lamar Bearden.
To talk about the Everglades Alcatraz. I wanted to talk about that, and then I want to compare them with like El Salvador, Venezuela, Puerto Rico, Brazil, Sao Paulo in Brazil, and all those different places. Now, if you know what I know about these prisons and these different places, these people here in this Alcatraz, Everglades Alcatraz, have got it great compared to them. Down there sleeping on the floor, laying around in feces and all that. They got it's like a Ritz-Carlton to them down there compared to what's in these other countries' prison. And that's why they don't want to go and be sent back to their country, is because their prisons are really crappos. I mean, people suffer to that. They don't get fed right, all this stuff. Now, down in the Everglades, what I understand, they got air conditioning, they got all this stuff. Now, I had this lady I seen on news. I turned it on, and she was talking about how terrible it was. Of course, now, if she went to some other prison here in the United States and seen some of the American people in prison, that she wouldn't defend that at all. It'd say, okay, we have a problem with the Democratic Party that has to defend the criminals and all the different people that are criminals and do rape children, rape women, use women, and take women out and prostitute them, get them hooked on drugs. We don't hear nothing about that from the Democrats there. It's always something about what the Republicans do. But if I remember right, Obama had his holding tanks for all these people stacked on the wall, sleeping in the floor and everything else. And you didn't say nothing about that. Why is it that Obama and Biden can do no wrong? Why is it? Why is it that people cannot stand Donald Trump and hate him so bad? I mean, I disagree with him on some things, but I'd still vote for him again. And I disagree with any person that would treat a human being other than, like it's supposed to be. I wouldn't stand for it either. But see, with Democrats, everything is bad. Now, when they're in office, when they control the White House, when they control Washington and the Congress and the House, everything's fine. I mean, and I'd like to ask all you Congress people up there, Republicans, what do you want to just waste your time, spend that money about Biden, how crazy he is, or how he was in office? We all knew that. Anybody with any brain that could watch him and see him know that he was not fit to be a president. I mean, it was a fact. And that he had people allegedly signing his name, or a machine signing his name for these different, like the paroles and all the different things he done, paroling people and all, turning them loose. I mean, nobody said nothing about the criminals he turned loose. It was okay. And everything somebody in the Republican Party does, which sometimes I get disgusted with some of them. But you don't have to do nothing wrong with the Democratic Party unless you're a Republican. If you're a Republican. Now, this Everglades prison is built to hold people so long before they ship them out of the country, ship them back to their country. That's what it's supposedly been built for. And all the different places we have these people, I don't believe in detaining or taking, separating children from their parents. I don't believe in that stuff. I don't believe in it. I believe that the children should be with their parents who's treating them good. I just don't go along with everything in this deportation. I mean, I don't think that anybody should be mistreated. I don't care who they are. But these criminals that they're MS-13, all these different people, so these different gangs that don't belong here, we got our own gangs. We got our own people in New York and all the different places without them being here. Of course, they have come here. You got the Hells Angels, you got the rappers, you got all the different motorcycle gangs. And if people know there's a big price to pay for what they do, sometimes it can deter somebody from doing a criminal thing. If they have the knowledge and see what could happen to them for breaking the law, and see that they could go to a hellhole, not saying that there's a hellhole down there. I'm just saying if people thought they was going to be put in a place where they had to take it or leave it because they was in, it didn't matter. I mean, you're there, you got to put up with it. You can't do it. If you do the crime, and you can't do the time. Can't do the time, don't do the crime. That's what I always heard. Now, you played this about the lady that was down there to Everglades.
I represent Florida's 25th Congressional District, South Broward, a little bit of North Broward, Port and the Seaport. What we saw, the conditions that we saw inside this internment camp, which it is nothing less than that description, were really appalling. I'll walk you through just a few of the really egregious, disturbing, disgusting conditions. First of all, I want to talk about the establishment of this facility and make it very clear that we were directly told that the state was asked by the Department of Homeland Security to create a facility to detain ICE detainees. The governor decided directly, the governor directed FDEM, the Florida Division of Emergency Management, to put that facility they were requested to create by DHS here. So to put it anywhere, they decided to put it in the middle of the most brutal conditions in the middle of a swamp in the Everglades. Let's be clear, throughout this entire tour, it was repeated over and over that the state is working hand in glove with ICE. This facility was inspected by ICE. They review their detention standards. They are using cages. These detainees are living in cages. The pictures that you've seen don't do it justice. They are essentially packed into cages, wall-to-wall humans, 32 detainees per cage. The only thing inside those cages are their bunk beds, and there are 3 tiny toilets that are toilet units that have a sink attached to it. So they essentially drink, they get their drinking water, and they brush their teeth where they poop in the same unit. They bragged that they went above standards, supposedly, and gave them a 3-foot privacy wall that stretches the length inside the 32 detainee cage, a 3-foot privacy wall that stretches the length of the 3 toilets in a row. The showers provide no privacy at all. There are no curtains on it. It's a big open shower unit. There are, small walls in each shower. But, we're talking about all 900 men who are held in this facility. I represent Florida's 25th congressional. I represent Florida's 25th.
All right. What you just said is you just described the jails in the whole United States.
Yeah.
You just described a jail,
military barracks.
Jail here in Chattanooga. I've been in there, and I'm proud to say it, but I've been in there. I don't hide the fact that I've been in jail quite a few times. And all the commodes and all, there wasn't no privacy in there. And there ain't no privacy in no jail that I know of that. Oh, I forgot. Jeff, we should send them to the Ritz-Carlton down there in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
I've been to Ritz-Carlton too, and I've been in the jail too. And I think we ought to put them up in Ritz-Carlton down there and baby them and give them what they want. And you go back to these countries, get them freed, bring them back over here, put them back in the Ritz-Carltons. Oh, man. Lady, you just don't know what you're talking about, jails, and you're talking about prisons and all that stuff. You've never been in one. They ain't all a bed of roses. They ain't supposed to be.
It describes military barracks, too. No privacy in the bathroom, one big place for everybody to shower, no doors on the toilet.
Yeah.
As far as I knew, pretty much every house has a sink next to a toilet, unless you're rich.
You can always say, don't look. Tell everybody, don't look. I did. I told them, don't look.
That's
it's such a big deal. It is to those that are in there. I'm going to tell you something. It's not funny. It's what's funny is this woman is trying to compare one place to the whole United States. And oh man, if they was to go overseas and they was to be in one of these jails in all the South America and Brazil and all those small Panama and all those different countries. Oh man, you ain't never seen nothing bad as that. I mean, they're laying around on concrete. I'm telling you, when I was a kid, when I was 16-year-old, 15-year-old, I got in trouble. They sent me to a juvenile detention. I laid on a bunk bed, and then when I got in trouble, they put me on a wooden bed with two steel rods across it. And that wasn't nice either, but that was a penalty for what I done, I was a kid, wild, crazy, and done things that got myself in trouble, and I had to pay the price. I spent 6 months in there, and I understand. I understand being in jail. I've been in jail with about 30, 40 people at one cell. I understand all about that, but that's the way it works. If you quit defending these people, you might not have as many breaking the law. But see, you defend them. That's what makes them. Like that guy down in El Salvador, Garcia. You send him down there and get rid of him because he done all what he did. And you send him down there, and then you go down there and you get him bring back to the United States. He didn't have that right. He wasn't a legal citizen. He didn't have that right to come back to the United States. People that are in these facilities have broke the law, come across the border without permission. That's why it's there. You got to do something with these people. You cannot just leave them out there like you want and let them do anything. There's a lot of American people that protest need to be in there. And actually, when it comes down to it, you do for taking up for the criminals. You need to be in that facility yourself. You never
put Rosie there with them.
Rosie.
Put Rosie in with them.
Rosie, my nosy, keeps running. But it's despicable for a woman to walk through a place and never been nowhere else but that one place. You take Reesville down in Atlanta. I never been there, but I know people have been there. You take Chain Gang over here in Springs. What is that? Over here in this area, there's a chain gang over there. People work and they go out and work on the roads and all that. And it's in Chickamauga area over there. And they got prison over there. I had a friend was in there. And I know what it's like. But I know what happens when you do wrong. If the law is the law, it is kept. It's not tampered with. People have to go to places like that. And if there's no, it's like the Bible. And I always bring the Bible up because the laws were made with the Bible. And to you atheists out there, there is a punishment for what you do after life. Of course, you don't believe that. You won't until you get there, and it'll be too late to change your mind. And I didn't figure that out by my own carnal mind. I figured it out by the spiritual reading the Bible. But these people down there, maybe some of them might be innocent. It's a possibility. Because there's a lot of black Americans went to prison because of racism. But I don't want to get into that. And this is not a racism thing. This is a thing to keep our country safe from criminals. I don't think anyone that works hard and has a life here should be deported back to their country if they're a good citizen. I don't care who thinks it. I'm that way. But these people that are out here partying, drinking, pimping, and doing all this kind of place, they don't know. We got enough people in our own country that live here, was born here, doing that themselves. We don't need that. We don't need no extra criminals, and we don't need all that. We don't need somebody that's liable to blow up our stadium in Atlanta. If all the people down there that could, they would if they could. If they had a chance, they would destroy it. There's people that come across that border are just sitting there waiting on a command from other nations to do us harm. I mean, all these people that was on them planes, they crashed it in the Twin Towers. And they were here on a green card. They were here legally. Now, just think what we got that's over here that's illegal. Think about that. Of course, I know it's beyond your thoughts if you're kind of like this woman down there. She looks for the bad things because if that was Biden or if that was of maybe another Democratic president, or if it was Carter or somebody, and he was doing that, it'd be okay. Obama, all that. See, Obama had the same thing going on when he was president. He deported a lot of people back then. He had them in cages too. Why didn't you go down there and say something about Obama? You know why? Because he couldn't do no wrong. Him and Biden never could do no wrong. And that's why we got this problem right here now. Because of you Democrats in Congress and the Senate and was in the White House. We got this problem because of you. Them people, that wouldn't have to be built down there if it hadn't been for you. And you're over there complaining about it when you're the cause of it. You, Biden, all the administrations. You're the cause of it. And look at you. You're complaining. You're whining. It's your fault. It's the tax dollar that has to build that because of you. Because of you. We have lost millions and millions and billions of dollars because of you. The taxpayers have. You have sat back and stuck up or open border. And you're the cause of this. So why are you complaining? Ain't that right, Jeff?
Yes.
You're the cause of it. You're the cause of the children that got raped. You're the cause of these girls that got killed, got raped and murdered. You're the cause of it. And you never say nothing about it. All you do is defend the crooks, the people get out here and destroy private property. You defend them. And ICE is not Gestapo. And Donald Trump's not no dictator. He's a man trying to do something for this country, and you don't want to do nothing. You don't want to stand up and say, yeah, you're right, we need to clean house. We need to get rid of all these people that's in Congress that side with communism, side with Sanders, all of them, AOC, all of you need to be. You're the one that needs to be in them cages down there because you're so dirty, rotten. You're a sorry bunch of people. And you're saying this man going to run for mayor up in New York City. Why in the world would you want something like that in office? Why do you think, you ignorant people in Congress, you Democrats, why do you think that this country is in a shape like this? It's because of you. It's because your administration, you're sorry communists, and you think these people come here because they just wanted to have freedom? And they come here, and you wanted them to destroy the country so we could be under communists. All these other people, because you are communists. AOC, you're a communist. You're not a American. You're not for American people. You're a communist. You're for no freedom. And you talk about Donald Trump don't want nobody to speak their mind. You're the one who don't want people to speak their mind. You can't say nothing about a homosexual with you. You can't say nothing about a homosexual. You disagree with that. You can't say nothing about a transgender. You disagree with that. You can't say nothing about somebody in college. You come from another country. You want to let him get up there and try to take over and cause all this corruption and rioting and everything. And he don't even belong here. And you get mad somebody wants to send him back. Because you're just like an old woman that can't stand peace, that raises hell all the time and gripes and complains. You're just like some old woman. And I'll tell you what, you cannot be pleased, no matter who is in office, except the ones that don't believe in the right way. Take up for that is wrong. Take up that's an abomination to God. Take up for that. You know, I notice people dying left and right, famous people. I noticed, you had a flood up in New York, got down in the subways. You had one in New Jersey. You just ain't got the tip of the things that's coming because you have said in your heart, I am above God and all is called God. And these churches looking for the Antichrist. The Antichrist is here. And you Democrats, and in you atheists, and you adulterers, And you, all that do wrong against the word of God, you're the Antichrist. It's not just a man that's going to come. Where did the Bible say? What did he say about this temple? That we are the temple of God. And the devil has got into people today that don't fear God, that don't even acknowledge God. In the book of Revelation, there's an angel come out of hell with smoke, and he reached down with a key. He opened up the pits of hell, and the Bible said, he said, every hateful spirit come out of that hell. And today is that day. That angel has opened the pits of hell, and it's opened it up, and smoke come out, and all the different spirits, evil spirits, is out in the land today, and swallowed you Democrats and all you others that are disbelievers. It has overtaken you, and you can't even see it because your desire to be the way you are, you desire murders and all this different things that's going on. And that's why we need a place down there in Everglades, and you fit right in. Bye.
The views and opinions expressed on all Talkin Live Show presentations are those of the host and their guests, and not necessarily those of the staff or management of the Talkin Live TV Broadcast Studio, EPB Fiber Optics, or by this network or its management.
Hello, welcome to Pumpkin Canine Fashions. I have paw-picked my new line of dog beds. Each one delivers bold, stylish looks that make your pup stand out from the pack. With thoughtfully designed apparel and accessories, my people bring personality and flair to every tail wag. Go ahead, treat your pup to one today. Order now at pumpkincaninefashion.com. That's pumpkincaninefashion.com.
Tune into The Frugal Gourmet, the timeless culinary classic that brings elegance to your table without breaking the bank. Jeff Smith, the original master of budget-friendly cooking, shares recipes, tips, and a whole lot of heart. From savory suppers to decadent desserts, you'll learn how to create meals that taste gourmet without the gourmet price tag. Now airing weekdays at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Timeless Classics TV. Don't miss your chance to rediscover the art of frugal yet fabulous cooking.